Chances are you felt like a stranger in your own group of friends. You're surrounded by people, yet you feel a void, a disconnection. You laugh at their jokes, but inside you're asking yourself, what am I even doing here? You're not weird. And no, it's not that you're antisocial. It's very likely that your brain is operating on a frequency that 90% of the population can't even detect. Today, you're going to discover the dark reality of why. The higher your IQ, the smaller your social circle becomes. And no, it's not a coincidence. It's a biological law that almost nobody dares to explain for fear of sounding arrogant. If you stay until the end, I'm going to reveal the loneliness inflection point. It's an exact IQ number where human communication completely breaks down, and connecting with others becomes physically impossible. If you surpass that number, you're doomed to feel like a stranger forever, unless you learn the chameleon adaptation trick that I'll share at the end of this video. But be careful. There's a dangerous difference between being a solitary genius and simply being someone with poor social hygiene. If you confuse the two, you'll end up alone for the wrong reasons. And that's a trap almost no one escapes. Have you ever tried talking about something you're passionate about, something deep, like the structure of the universe or the psychology behind a behavior, only to be met with a comment about the weather or the latest office gossip? That's the first symptom, small talk fatigue. For an average intelligence person, talking about trivialities is comfortable. It's safe. It's their social glue. But for you, it's like trying to run a marathon in a mud pit. It exhausts you. It drains you. Your brain looks for patterns. It looks for efficiency. It seeks the why of things. And when you're forced to spend 2 hours talking about nothing, your nervous system goes into energy-saving mode. You start to disconnect. You start to seem distant. And that's when they say you're special or difficult. But the problem isn't just what you say. It's how you process it. Do you know why others seem so happy with so little? There's a neurobiological reason. Highly intelligent people process information more densely. While they watch a movie and enjoy the explosions, you're analyzing the script, the lighting, and the inconsistency of a character at minute 42. You can't turn it off. Your brain is a constant critique machine. And that critique turns outward. You start seeing the cracks in your friends' personalities. You notice their lies, their insecurities, their manipulations, even before they do. It's very hard to be friends with someone when you can read their intentions like an open book. Ignorance is bliss, but you lost that privilege a long time ago. Here's a mind-blowing fact. Science has shown that while most people report greater happiness the more social interactions they have, for highly intelligent people, happiness actually decreases as the number of people around them increases. Why? Because for you, socializing comes with a massive opportunity cost. Every hour you spend at an empty party is an hour stolen from your true passion, your project, your learning. Your brain knows you're wasting time, and it starts producing cortisol to push you to leave. You're designed to create, not to consume gossip. But wait, there's a level of loneliness you haven't considered. It's called the visionary's isolation. When your mind can see problems and solutions that others ignore, you become a threat to the group's status quo. The group seeks consensus. You seek the truth. And truth is usually uncomfortable. Let's talk about the communication gap theory. Lita Hollingworth discovered that for smooth communication to exist, there can't be more than a 30-point IQ difference between two people. Think about it. If your IQ is 130 and you're talking to someone with 100, you're trying to explain a color they can't see. It's not that they don't want to understand you. It's that their hardware can't run your software. It's frustrating for you and humiliating for them. That's why you end up staying silent. But there's a hidden danger in this. Prolonged loneliness alters the structure of your brain. It makes you more cynical. It makes you colder. And the colder you become, the smarter you feel. But the more disconnected you are from a human reality you need to succeed. Because let's be real, the world is run by average people. And if you don't know how to speak their language, your intelligence is a Ferrari without gas. What if I told you that your lack of friends is actually a defense mechanism against intellectual contagion? The brain tends to mimic its environment. If your 5 closest friends lack ambition, if they don't question anything, your brain will start pruning the neurons you use for critical thinking just to fit in. Your solitude is, in reality, your mind protecting its most valuable asset, its ability to think for itself. Now, pay attention to this, because it's a point where most solitary geniuses fail and end up as bitter losers. Many use their supposed high IQ as armor to hide their inability to relate. They say, "I'm alone because I'm too smart," when in reality, they're alone because they're unbearable. How do you tell the difference? Very simple. Superior intelligence comes with superior observation skills. If you're that smart, you should be able to decipher the rules of the social game and play it to your advantage, even if you don't like it. If you can't, you're not a misunderstood genius. You're an emotional illiterate. This is where the social mass protocol comes in. The most successful geniuses in history, from Da Vinci to Elon Musk, didn't isolate themselves from the world. They learned to be translators. They learned to simplify their message without losing its essence. They understood that socializing is a necessary evil to gain the resources their intelligence needs to build great things. But what happens when loneliness hits you in moments of weakness? What happens when your brilliant brain reminds you at 3 a.m. that there's no one to call? That's the price you pay for seeing the world in high definition, while everyone else lives in a low-resolution simulation. It's the genius tax. But there's a solution that almost nobody applies, and it will change the way you see people forever. It's about shifting your focus. Stop looking for equals and start looking for complements. You don't need friends who think like you. You need people who feel things you've forgotten how to feel. Intelligence can give you success, but human connection, even the simplest, is what keeps you sane. If you feel like no one understands you, it's very likely that you're at the loneliness inflection point, that place where your mind is too fast for the world around you. But don't get it twisted. Being alone doesn't make you intelligent, but being intelligent forces you to choose very carefully who deserves to enter your mental sanctuary. Your circle isn't shrinking. It's becoming purer. The noise is being filtered out, so that only the signal remains. If you've lost friends for speaking the truth, for being too direct, or for not tolerating mediocrity, don't cry for them. You're clearing the path for something better. But remember the golden rule. The greatest display of intelligence isn't knowing everything. It's having the wisdom to live alongside those who know nothing without feeling superior for it.